Is up YouTube, it's David with a brand new video for you all today, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I have recently acquired a turntable for playing records, playing vinyl records, and I've started to pick up a few things. Now everything I have bought hasn't arrived yet. I do have a few records that haven't arrived yet. Those will be in another video in the future because I do plan to pick up a lot more soon. But for now, we've got quite a few things here that I want to show you guys today. Go over, discuss why I picked them up, my reasons behind picking these up. Some of them are just a bit more random, but I just want to discuss it anyway and show you guys my pickups essentially. Again, this channel isn't, even though it does primarily revolve around film and television, it is just about media in general. It's much harder for me to review music itself, mostly because that requires actually playing the music, and YouTube's copyright system is absolute garbage and would just strike me straight away even though I'm using it for review purposes. Instead I can just talk about the vinyls and maybe say what I actually think of them and the songs that are on them. Okay, so the first one I picked up here is the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood soundtrack. Absolutely fantastic soundtrack. Just phenomenal, so many good songs on here. So well mastered, by the way. I've listened to this, it's really well mastered. A lot of songs from the 60s and before, because obviously the movie's set in 1969. All curated and handpicked by Quentin Tarantino himself. So from songs he would have heard on the radio or had on vinyl at the time in the 60s. So it's just really cool. Got quite a lot on here. Probably my favourite is the Jose Feliciano version of California Dreaming. Dynamite Gem is on here as well. You've got Mrs. Robinson, you've got Neil Diamond doing Brother Lovin's Travelling Salvation Show, which is an absolutely fantastic song as well. That's the one that actually plays in the trailer. So many good songs on here, honestly. You also have the interludes, like the radio interludes for KHJ Radio. At the end you even have the Batman promotion, where you've actually got Burt Ward and Adam West in character. It was like a promotion back in the 60s to win a prize to go to the Batcave, essentially meet the actors and stuff, which is really cool. Really sets the mood, especially if you just want to set a mood for being in the 60s. Even if you haven't seen the movie, definitely pick this one up because it's really worth it. I have got it in this nice plastic sleeve here just to protect it. I'll talk more about what these are at the end. Pretty good. I do recommend picking the plastic sleeves up. And if you haven't seen this movie and you haven't listened to this soundtrack, I absolutely recommend it because it is phenomenal. Like, genuinely phenomenal. Next one I have here is the album Dummy by Portishead. Now, this is a really good album from the 90s, I believe 1993. Really well done. Very dark, very moody. If you like stuff like The Cure like I do, you'll probably really like this band. Really good album as well. Pretty well presented. I like the really like lo-fi like photo on the cover. I think that's pretty cool. Only 10 songs in here, not incredibly long, but really good as well. I actually have a bit of a story with this one. So essentially, I initially ordered this. It arrived, and when I actually took it out to look at it, the label was misaligned. So instead of just having the label right in the middle, the label was still in the middle, but then there was a second label on top of that to the side, meaning I couldn't listen to the entire last track of side A, which is absolutely annoying. Very annoying indeed. Obviously just completely ruined my opportunity to listen to it. Luckily the good folks at Amazon's customer service a second time were able to arrange to get me a new one and also give me a bit of a refund as well, which was fantastic. But yeah, if you haven't listened to this, definitely check it out, even on Spotify. That's what I done. I really enjoyed it, so I decided to pick it up. Again, not too expensive. I believe it was about £13 odds, which is really reasonable. Definitely check out Portishead Dummy if you get the chance. Next we have Tyler the Creator's Flower Boy, or to use its full name, Scum Flower Boy. So many good features on here from really good musicians. You've got Frank Ocean on here. You even have Jaden Smith on here, which at first I was really worried about, but when I actually listened to this album and listened to his feature, he actually does a really good job for his actual role within the song. Definitely worth picking up. Tyler, the Creator, is one of the best rappers, one of the best musicians of the 21st century in my personal opinion. Also has an absolutely fantastic Twitter account. Definitely check it out. Very interesting as a person and as a musician. Flower Boy is definitely what to check out if you haven't already. Now, one of the inciting reasons for me actually picking up a turntable in the first place is actually this next record, which is the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. Absolutely fantastic, if you guys can actually see it. Double LP, really well presented. I'll show you guys the back there in this one. Really well presented, not going to take it out. But you have the individual sleeves have their own artwork on the inside. You've got these really cool coloured actual records themselves, which look absolutely phenomenal, just absolutely stunning, especially turning on that turntable. Sounds fantastic. This is Yoko Kanno, the composer, her band she set up for the series, which is called The Seatbelt. Even if you're not really into Cowboy Bebop, even if you don't like anime at all, definitely want to check out because it's a lot of really good solid jazz. There pretty much isn't any lyrics in any of these songs, it's just really good strong jazz and blues. And as the name would suggest, bebop, which is really fun. Really good, I really love this. As you can see, I kind of messed up this particular sleeve, plastic sleeve. The rest of them are fine, it's just this one is quite thick, so I think I will probably upgrade to the triple, the one that does the double and triple gatefolds for this. Which I plan to do anyway because I want to get some triples as well. These ones are technically supposed to be for singles and doubles, but this is slightly thicker than a normal double, so give or take. But yep, the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, definitely pick this up. I know it's getting pretty limited, apparently it's selling out all places, which kind of sucks for people who want to get it, but of course it is a reason it's a limited edition, it is more obscure. Not like any like regular album, it's not like a Beatles album or something that people are going to be picking up for years and years. Of course a lot of people who are fans of the series would want to pick it up, but at the same time, well, they can't rely on that. But yeah, the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, definitely pick it up if you get a chance because chef's kiss, it's fantastic. Next I have Boy Legacy. Now the reason I picked this up as opposed to any individual albums, well first of all I do plan to pick those up at one point, but for now I just wanted to listen to something of his, didn't want to commit to any specific album, so picked this up. You get quite a lot of good songs on here. I'll show you guys the back so you can actually see it. Really good selection. Obviously not everything's on here because it is only a 2 LP set. But for what you get, it's £20, really worth it. It's on 180 gram vinyl, so it's higher quality. I believe it's virgin vinyl as well, essentially meaning it's not recycled. Anybody who's an audiophile watching this probably knows that already. But yeah, you can actually feel the heft. The actual outer jacket is probably the thickest of any one I've actually picked up so far. Feels really sturdy, it feels like my records are definitely going to be safe in this. Though I'll probably, just like all of these, swap out the inner sleeves at one point for something more anti-static, as opposed to the standard paper, which can over time I believe actually damage the records, or at least put small dings on them and stuff, which I obviously don't want to do because these things aren't cheap. But yeah, Bowie Legacy, will definitely be picking up more of his stuff and more of the individual albums down the line, but for now this will do. My Chemical Romance, Sweet Cheers for Sweet Revenge, one of my favourite albums of all time. I believe this was MCR's second album. It's one of my favourite albums from them. You've got Helena on here, Give Them Hell, To The End, which is fantastic. I Promise I'm Not Okay, I Promise rather. The Ghost of You, which is actually my favourite MCR song of all time. Such a beautiful song, so sad, especially when you watch a music video and going through the whole war scenario as well. Literally everything on this is great. It's really well presented. The one thing I will say is the actual outer sleeve, or the jacket rather, is really flimsy, which is a bit annoying. But outside of that, it is an absolutely fantastic pickup. Wasn't too expensive. Yeah, definitely check this out, especially if you're an MCR fan. Definitely worth picking this up because it sounds great. And the last one I picked up, which a lot of people are going to know already, very well known record, one of the best selling albums of all time I believe. It is of course Nevermind by Nirvana. I'm going to cover up the penis there because YouTube's funny like that, even though it's art, but whatever. Yeah, Nevermind by Nirvana. We all know it, everyone knows this album. I'm going to put it down just in case I get in trouble. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal album. All the songs on here are phenomenal. Of course you've got Smells Like Teen Spirit, which Kurt Cobain actually hated because of how popular it got. But all the other songs are really good on here. Breed is really good. I really like Territorial Pissings. Everything on this album, it is genuinely a classic of the grunge scene for a reason, because it is that good. That's it as far as the stuff I actually have just now. Again, I'll be making a second video when the other stuff arrives. Last thing I've got to do, because people are going to ask me, is show the actual sleeves I picked up. This is from spincare.co.uk. I actually picked these up from Amazon. And they're just these clear sleeves that are resealable. You get 50 in a pack. Again, this one's for singles and doubles. Again, as I said, gonna probably pick up the ones that are specifically designed for doubles and triples, just so some of my thicker doubles have a bit more room to move essentially, and don't end up tearing the sleeve open, because the sleeves themselves are pretty strong, but obviously the corners of the actual outer jacket were just a bit too sharp and cut right through. But yeah, that's my pickups so far. Pretty happy with everything I've picked up so far. I wouldn't really say there's any duds in the bunch. I can't wait to get out and start going to my local record stores when this virus has calmed down a bit. When it's over, actually get out, dig through the crates, see exactly what's there. I do have a few really good local record shops that sell older used records that are really high quality and in good condition, so I'm definitely going to check those out. Pick up a few singles as well, because so far I don't own any singles. And yeah, as far as my turntable, I'll talk about that another time. It isn't the most high-end turntable by any means, but it is better than say like a Crosley, for example. Has like a counterweight and stuff on it, which a lot of the cheaper ones don't, which means you can actually more control the actual tracking force, meaning you're not going to damage your record. But anyway, I've ranted on for too long now. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed me showing off exactly what I picked up. Comment below, out of all of these, have you listened to all of these, have you listened to any of these, has seen any of the covers or me talk about them, made you want to go ahead and check out these bands out. If you have, comment below, let me know. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. If you're new or if you're a returning subscriber, make sure you have a notification bell on so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. Also check me out on social media, links in the description below. I'm very active both on Twitter and on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, happy listening.